name is Julio. Welcome to the S3 podcast and with my co-host Robert Barbosa. And today we are going to do just a reaction video of what happened today at the Pam Bondi Congress hearing, which it lasted more like the 4 hours, and I was live streaming early. If you have not watched the whole streaming of the Pam Bondi, go ahead and look in our live stream, and you will see it there. Also, I will post that on the comments, so you are able just to click on it and look at the entire live stream. And I'm telling you, it got heated more than a
It
dozen
did. It did.
more than a dozen times, and I was watching through it, even though I was not in the camera. I was like in the background looking at it, and it got pretty heated. And for the first time, I would say, Robert, for the first time, I'm agreeing with the Democratic Party members asking the right questions. Not all of them, because they have an agenda, but a few of them ask the right questions. Why? And man, we're about to get into it. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead, please go ahead, like and subscribe, share the channel. That helps us a lot. We almost at the 6,000 subscribers on YouTube. We are reaching the 8,000 subscribers on Facebook. Go ahead, give us a follow, give us a like. That will help a ton to the channel. And Robert, let me know your thoughts, Robert, because we were talking offline and you like, Julio, I got something
Mhm.
to tell you. And I was like, how are your thoughts for this live stream? Because I want to hear what you're thinking. And also, if you're viewers and you're watching us right now, don't be afraid. Drop your comments. Let us know what you think about the whole situation because, to be honest, I am kind of disappointed. So let's get it. What you got?
I
Let
I am I am very very disappointed. Disappointed because and see, look, for all you guys, I'm a forever Trump. Everybody that knows me, they know that I back up Trump all the 100%. And I still back him up, everything that he does. And but I will say this: I will criticize because we're not brainwashed like the Democrat. We can say when our administration is not doing so good. We don't just praise them like we don't follow blindly like the way the left does. Because you Democrats, you guys do. You guys stick to your guns, even though y'all don't agree with what you guys are saying. I know most of y'all don't agree with changing the sex of a baby. You guys are just focused and sticking to your guns or staying quiet and being complacent and just so
Mhm.
you don't bash your own party. Well, as a conservative and a Republican, we can bash. And I will say this, that what you just said, Julio, I can't believe to say this, but the Democrats, even the ones I don't like, were touching with the right questions. And I was seeing like, man, these Democrats are being reasonable with the right questions because they were good questions. They even had, at one point, had Pam Bondi. Again, she's defending Trump. She's defending, which is all good and all that. But I would have preferred a got you moment, like it still wouldn't have answered the questions, but if she would have said something like, well, I'm not going to prosecute because then that would prosecute all of you guys. That would have been like a mic drop moment. That would have been good, but she didn't do that. She didn't even do that. She just like tried to run around. She started talking about the Dow, the economy, which she was trying to divert the situation. But here is one thing that the deep state and rhinos and even the Democratic parties don't understand what's going on. In fact, I am so, and this is what I really wanted to say, and I'm trying to be careful not to say, but I'm just gonna say it because this came in my mind, Julio. And when I say it, it's probably gonna, you're probably gonna agree with me, and then you're gonna realize what that actually means if you actually sit with what I just came up with. But I'm just gonna say it. All right, the Democrats would burn the city down for a lie. BLM. No one in this country hates black people. That is come on, that's senseless. I know there is someone out there that is probably racist against every race, but it's not a big deal. It's not that big as the way they were trying to have a narrative, right? So They would burn the city down for a lie, for Antifa, for a criminal like the guy that was overdosed, that had his knee on, I forgot, Floyd or something like that, right?
George Floyd, yes.
George Floyd. They would burn the city down. When right now, this moment right now that's going on with Jeffrey, this I would validate to riot and burn the city down. This right here, the protection of children, we would not do that for them, but we would do that for a criminal. We would do that for a fake ideology, but no outrage when it comes to our children. No outrage when it comes to these. I mean, for crying out loud, we found fraud. We're cleaning some fraud, okay, but these are all intertwined. We're finding out in the files that Epstein was more than just a child sex trafficker, from children all the way to embezzlement, all the way to uh, creating a fraud. There was an email that now, I mean, as again, I told my wife I'm done looking at it because I'm just skimming through the surface. I'm not even going through everything, Julio, and I'm already sickened. I'm already convinced this guy was a bad man, and the questions that they were asking Pam Bondi, bro, they were saying, why is the assailants that are with whoever Jeffrey Epstein was emailing, why are you redacting why are you redacting their names? We agree that you shouldn't you should redact the victims' names, but
Right.
you're redacting the people that are committing the crime with Jeffrey Epstein. Why are you covering them? And then you accidentally leaked victims' names and pictures. There was a picture of a little girl, and okay, Pam Bondi had a reasonable answer. She said, "Hey, we only had 30 days. We had to some stuff we missed, and if you see something, report it. Well, okay, good answer, whatever." But then they asked her, "Well, will you guarantee that you will take the names of the redacting?" She wouldn't answer. She wouldn't answer. She didn't say anything. She didn't. She tried to do a bunch of foolishness. Then another Democratic congressman asked, "Okay, if you won't redact for the public under articles and yada yada yada, they said whatever that you are supposed to give us classified um, just for congressmen." And she didn't. She didn't. She just said that's a privilege, and she didn't want to do that either. So it's just frustrating. It's like, again, I'm for Trump. I'm for this administration. This will not in any way tie to him. But if he doesn't do something now, then it will. Like, it will affect his legacy.
It
You know what
will.
I'm saying? Because right now, one of the biggest things that Julio, Tucker Carlson said it the best, dude. And I will find this clip and play it so you can hear what he said, because he says it better. But he said this. He goes, talking about himself, Tucker. He goes, "I don't like throwing the whole, we need to arrest this guy and this and that. I don't throw that loosely. But what I am expecting is, hey, maybe the people that are they're emailing, the people that are still alive, why aren't we interviewing them? Why isn't the FBI saying, hey, you need to come down to the station, we have some questions for you? Why are they doing that? At least do that, right? To show some face. But now this is discouraging, by all means. This could have united the Republicans and the Democrats, because we are all for the same thing. Donald Trump, if you're hearing this, if this somehow gets into some space, yes, this is important for the American people. Why? Because this guy was hurting children. On top of that, he's the reason of the source that we're going through a lot of stuff. And all these politicians, I get it. Let it fall, let it burn. I'm sorry. At this point, I don't know, but that's it's sad because we're here fraudulent and rituals and crazy things, evil things are being exposed, No one bats an eye. No one really cares. But had it been a drug dealer who was pretending, "Oh, don't please don't shoot me," and then he pulls a gun and then he gets shot, and oh, we'll burn the city for that dude. We'll burn the city for that dude. But you won't burn the city for a innocent child that got kidnapped that we don't even know that ever existed, other than back in the day they put her in a milk carton. Come on, man. I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
It's very discouraging.
And I'm with you. And I'm with you. I was disappointed too when and she asked the questions and she started doing mental gymnastics just to avoid it to answer. And I said it like I told you, I said it back in a couple. I think it was last week, when I did the real and expressing that nothing's going to be done because they're all covering their butt. They're all covering for themselves. And I'm telling you, and you're right, Jeffrey Epstein was not involved only in the PDF and the trafficking and moving human uh, globally, but he was involved in regime change. He was involved in elections. He was involved in pandemic. He was involved in a lot of things,
The
and
war
nobody.
between Russia and Ukraine. Did you
Yeah,
see
he was.
that one? He
Yeah,
was saying we need to come up with something for Ukraine, for Russia to invade Ukraine. We need to there's he said something like there's money in that or something. I mean, dude,
yeah,
come on, man.
yeah. They were doing that. They did the pandemic. They were involved. I mean, you have Bill Gates with Jeffrey Epstein. Like
Yep.
that is the worst combination you could ever had. I mean, that is the worst combination you could ever ask for. You have it's like two evil guys getting together in a cave somewhere, like in this case an island, and
Just like James
between
Bond, dude. James Bond, the villain, or like Austin Powers. This is Doctor Evil, bro. Like seriously,
I
you got
know.
you got the guy Bill Gates. And look how evil this guy is, guys. He was asking Jeffrey Epstein, "Hey, can you give me some antibiotics that I can sneak to my wife's drink because I might have gotten an STD from you know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
I'm
He's
telling you.
willing to do that to his wife. Makes you think he'd be willing to do to us who he doesn't even know who we are. Don't even
Like,
care.
they were involved in a lot of things like eugenics. They were involved in
Cloning, you seen
cloning
that?
stuff. He were man. He was involved in a lot of things, and now we find out he was involved. Like he was trying to get involved in time traveling, uh, mutations, and all kinds of stuff that he was involved in, and he had his hands on. And it's nothing worse than you have guys with evil minds and money getting together. That is nothing worse that will come out of it. Nothing good will come out of it. Nothing good. It's only for their gain. And I guarantee you that they gain a lot of freaking money, especially Bill Gates with this pandemic. I guarantee you. He probably 2x or 3x his wealth with this pandemic. And he planning to do another one soon. He's
And and
bragging about it. They
and
salivated. They can't wait.
And you know what's even sickening? Which again, this what I'm about to say, I haven't verified if it's true or not. It's just something that I strolled upon in X. But they said that that Jeffrey Epstein had told Bill Gates that if it would be cool if there was a way to get his DNA into everyone's bloodstream. So the COVID shot, there's rumors saying that maybe he's got his DNA. That way he says he can infect the whole world and he can basically live forever or something of that sort. I don't know, dude. That's sickening, bro. Again,
I won't be surprised if he done it or not. So if you had the first video ready for these,
okay, here we go.
so because time flies, we'll be just rambling for about 15 minutes.
I
Let's
know.
yeah, let's see the clip and we just react to it.
Here we go.
The Dow is over 50,000 right now. The S&P at almost 7,000. And the NASDAQ smashing records. Americans' 401ks and retirement savings are booming. That's what we should be talking about. We should be talking about making Americans safe. We should be talking about, what does the Dow have to do with anything? That's what they just asked. Are you kidding?
Mr. Jordan,
Mr.
Jordan, committee will be in order. Mr. Jordan, am I going to get an extra 45 seconds added to my time?
The committee will be in order. The time belongs to the gentleman from Texas, Ms.
She kind of pulled a Age Skrillex there. Are you kidding?
Yeah, dude. Okay, that's one clip right there. But let me just show you this other clip right here. But yeah, I was finding it reasonable. Yeah, what does the Dow have to do? There, she
That's
was
a good.
just as
That's a great. That's a great question. Like, why we have to talk about economics when we were supposed to be talking about justice? I mean, she was brought there for justice. If we would have talked about Dow, we would have brought Bassett.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God! See, you get it. I mean, I think everyone gets it. The fact that she's playing this like we were in 2013 or
We
no, I'm sorry, 2008. We're in 2026. We got this, man. This right here. This and AI. Everybody's already is aware and what's
yeah.
going on. We're just
It's senseless. It's senseless that she talking about. When she started talking about that, I was like, where is she going with this? Like, why?
look, I get it. She's trying to
She's trying
control
to burn
the
the cloud.
narrative. The
She tried to burn
narrative,
time.
yeah, to defend Trump, which I get it. But then don't go back and say, keep Americans safe, which that's what she said. Americans want to be safe. Well, the fact that you're not doing anything about this doesn't make me feel safe. It doesn't, because now I'm worried about my children, because the company that takes pictures of your children in school, guess what? They're involved with Jeffrey Epstein, and
I
they were
know.
using that
I know they
again.
were using those. They were picking children for like, oh, I like this one, and then that kid become missing.
Yeah. Look, here we go. Let's see. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Here we go.
The Dow right now is over. The Dow is over $50,000. I don't know why you're laughing. You're a great stock trader, as I hear, Raskin. The Dow is over 50,000 right now. The S&P at almost 7,000, and the Nasdaq smashing records. Americans' 401ks and retirement savings are booming. That's what we should be talking about. We should be talking about making Americans safe. We should be talking about, what does the Dow have to do with anything? That's what they just asked. Are you kidding?
Mr. Jordan, Mr. Jordan,
Committee. The Dow.
That is the next Hillary Clinton. What difference does it make? That's the same equivalent.
I know.
You know?
Let me show
Here
you.
goes. Go for it. Go for it. Let me.
Yeah, let me show you the interaction between her and Thomas Massey.
Oh, but you know what? Thomas Massey, screw you. He's the only one that did not vote for the SAFE Act. Just so you know, he voted against it. Thomas Massey. But
Really?
yeah, dude. All the Democrats voted against it.
I have 3 documents from the DOJ production that are emblematic of the massive failure of the DOJ to comply with the Epstein Files Transparency Act. To my right is an email that was sent by the victim's lawyers to the DOJ. It was a list of names not to redact, a list of names not to release. What did the DOJ do with this email? They released this email in the document production. Literally the worst thing you could do to the survivors, you did. And they're getting phone calls. A lot of these people didn't want to be known. And we know you touched the document because you redacted one name and you redacted the lawyer's name, but you left the survivor's name there. The next document I want to show you, that was in the title, the victims' survivors' names, all right? The title of this one is Child Sex Trafficking, Co-Conspirators. Fully redacted. And by the way, I'm going to unredact them here. Les Wexner is in this. Now your deputy Attorney
Wow.
General,
Dang.
said, oh, well, he appears hundreds of times in the files. But he doesn't appear in this file until I forced you to release it, where he's listed as
Wow.
a co-conspirator, not to tax evasion, but to child sex trafficking, not to prostitution, not to money laundering, child sex trafficking. And then finally, what we have here is
Let me pause it right there.
Man.
Robert, like this is what everybody's talking about. What is going to be done? Like, what is the next course of action? Like, because yeah, we know the files already there, but now what? Are they just gonna brush it off, and are they gonna just be like, ah, nothing to see here, like Ayanna Presley, nothing to see here, like Cash Patel, nothing to see here. I guess that's the famous phrase of the politicians nowadays. There is nothing to see here. There is no files. There is a conspiracy, like Donald Trump say, it's just a conspiracy of the left. And now we, surprisingly, we got 3 million files and three more to come, and nothing's going to be done. When these emails, when these videos, when these actual communications of these bastards, billionaires asking for favors, asking for minors, talking about grape, talking about all this stuff, and
Yeah.
and nothing's going to be done. It's just like, and I told you that, and they say it, and they said it right there on the hearing. If it was a regular guy, it would be in jail right away.
Right away,
It would,
dude.
if I would have like something on my phone, like let's say somebody else sent it to me that I'm not even open, I didn't know it's on my phone, I
Yeah.
would jail. I'm
And
like, why? Oh, you have it on your phone. Like I didn't even open the file. I didn't know who the guy was. Oh, you have pornography on your phone. You go into jail. You have to be if you're not going to jail, I have to fight my ass off to be out of jail. But then I will be registered as a sex offender just because of that. And these people, I guarantee you, if you go to their files, if you go to their computers, you're gonna find pornography in there.
and,
You're
and
going
you
to find.
yeah, and you know one thing, this is the same equivalent, Julio, as Hillary
Oh,
Clinton getting
motherfuckers.
getting let go by James Comey. Remember that when James
Yeah,
Comey came out and said,
34,000 emails gone.
"Yeah, gone," and he said, "Yeah, there was classified documents that were mishandled, but I'm not going to request to be prosecute her because her intentions." Like, really? Really? This is the same
Bro,
thing. This is the same thing. This is like saying, well, we're not going to share these people because really, like, come on, man, get out of here, bro. Like these
I know.
and
I
and
know. It pissed me off.
um are you going to continue with this video, or you want me to show you what real quick Tucker Carlson's comments on this while you're
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead
yeah,
and talk your cards and comments.
check
Let me
yeah.
open the screen.
Oh wait, you know what? I don't
Yeah,
know if
go ahead.
I don't know if the audio is gonna play. Give me one sec,
Well,
because um it's on Microsoft Internet Explorer. Which, hold on, give
okay.
me one sec. But yeah, dude, it's just to me, it's crazy because these guys,
It's
all
heartbreaking. It
all
is
we
this.
want is
Man,
just
we want
some
arrest. We want
justice.
people. We want arrest. We want people being per walk. We want people in handcuff coming out of their freaking executive office in handcuff and per walk under in front of everybody saying he's been arrested for child sex trafficking.
Mm,
That's what we want. They can spend 20, 30 years in jail. I care less.
yep. Here we go.
Should take a closer look at this, given Epstein's documented history of sexual abuse of young people. So here's just one exchange. This is the one that stopped us in our tracks and made us think, oh, wow, we should know more. This is an exchange, according to these documents. We're not alleging anything, but this is what's on the internet from the DOJ. This is on the DOJ website. This is
He's about to read a document that we read yesterday, or try to read because there was so much misspelled words, but he's going to read it. Here we go.
an exchange between, and apparently a text exchange between Jeffrey Epstein and, we think, a urologist, a physician who was treating him apparently for erectile dysfunction in the spring of 2018. And that physician's name is Harry Fish. Again, we're not alleging anything. We're just going to read what's in this, okay?
See, he knows the name. He knows the name. He even knows where the guy works at because he's about to get to it. And this is what's frustrating. Watch. Just bear with us. Follow us, guys. Just bear with me here. Oh wait. Come on. Play. Here we go.
So this
Dang it, ads. Sorry, guys. There we go.
is the doctor texting Jeffrey Epstein, and I'm quoting, and they're going back and forth on stuff. And he says, "I'm back. Can call you in Stendra 100 at Zitmer." Now, Stendra is apparently an erectile dysfunction drug like Viagra, and he's prescribing it to Jeffrey Epstein, who apparently needs it. And Epstein writes, "How many?" And the doctor writes back, 10. "They didn't have your call yet? You have refills available. Call them back. Thanks. They wanted you to call," Epstein says to his urologist about the erectile dysfunction drugs. The doctor writes back,
Watch this.
"I just did. You can pick them up now." And here's the line that inspired the segment you're about to watch. "After you use them, after you use the erectile dysfunction drugs, after you take Viagra, or its equivalent, we're quoting, wash your hands and let's go get pizza and grape soda. Call me." So to all the people who dismissed out of hand this conspiracy theory about Pizzagate, it had nothing to do with sex or kids or anything illicit at all. It wasn't a code word. They was eating pizza. Here you have apparently Jeffrey Epstein's urologist telling him that after you take your erectile dysfunction drug, after you become sexually potent again, wash your hands and join me for pizza and grape soda.
Again, what does that mean, right? I mean, you're telling another grown man who's supposed to be just your patient, who's supposed to be just your doctor, telling you, take this, right? Wait till that thing does what Viagra does, wash your hands, and let's go get some pizza and soda. I mean, right? I'm gonna continue it, but I just want you to hear that. I mean, come on. It's like, I'm not gonna tell you that, Julio. That's kind of like,
It's
you know,
creepy.
but
And it's not the first one that said it too. It's a lot of other people that say the same thing. Let's get pizza and grape soda. Like what that means.
exactly. Here we go. Watch.
Okay, now, you don't have to be a total wacko to see the connection between a pizza and grape soda and what sounds like some kind of illicit sex act, again, committed by a guy with a documented history of illicit sex acts with young people. So the obvious question is, what is this? The second obvious question is, has anyone in federal law enforcement talked to the surviving member of this text exchange, which would be this guy, Harry Fish, whoever he is, apparently now a pharma executive? Has anyone talked to him, not arrested or indicted him, but just like sat him down and said, "Hey, pizza and grape soda after taking an erectile dysfunction drug? What were you talking about? Speak slowly so we can understand," into the microphone. Has that happened? This is not an attack on Donald Trump, obviously. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's not an attempt to crush the Republican Party or influence the 2028 primary. It's like a question that any American should be allowed to ask, which is, are federal law enforcement officials doing their best to stop the sexual abuse of young people? And that's kind of a baseline requirement, you would say, in a civilized country, that federal law enforcement make a good faith effort to stop people from molesting kids. And maybe this isn't evidence of child molestation, but if it's not, what is it?
Right? What is it? What is
Facts.
it? What is it? Dude,
Facts.
like the guy is now a pharma executive. Like, I mean, the fact that
Probably so.
I like how Tucker Carlson, if you don't, some people don't like that because I guess it's not their cup of tea, but I like that because he's like, we don't know who this guy is. And then he's like, well, he's a pharma executive now, So that means like we know who this guy is. Like, why? Where's the interview at? Where's the FBI interview? Hey, like there should be recordings of this. They should be interviewing every single person there because I'm telling you, one will squeal, but they won't do it because one will squeal. Because how is it, Julio? I think you and I were both old enough to know at the time when they caught P. Diddy. I think we were old enough to know and remember, right? Guess what happened when they caught P. Diddy? Everybody was snitching. Everybody was telling a story. Oh man, I've been to P. Diddy's parties and they were doing this and P. Diddy was doing that. Then he was having baby oil, busting it out and drugging this. There were so many whistleblowers, so many people coming out. Not one person's coming out of Jeffrey Epstein. And the ones that have, we're finding out that they've themselves, right?
They
There's
disappear. Nothing.
so so again, but
This
but
is
this
it,
is
it pissed me off.
this
You're
is
right.
this is what's crazy though now. Now I'm about to blow your mind right now. So why did the people snitch at P. Diddy? Because P. Diddy was on the top. Apparently, he had blackmail. He was the one doing that ring, right? So it's either two things. The reason why these people aren't snitching is because either tinfoil hat, guys, put it on. Jeffrey Epstein's either still alive, or two, someone's on top of Jeffrey Epstein. And that person's still there doing it. And these people are scared out of their wits. That's what that means. And I'll tell you what, man, it's a dark day for sure. This little interaction just really, really discouraged me on that front. And I will say that I can't lose hope. We can't lose hope with me saying this. We can't lose hope, but we do need to care. If you guys I'm talking to a specific group of people. If you guys feel like, well, this is not important. We need to worry about the economy. We need to worry about this. Let's say you're saying that I don't know anything about Jeffrey Epstein because I bumped into somebody that said that to me today. I don't know anything about Jeffrey Epstein. I really don't care because it doesn't really, does it affect you personally? And I'm like, yes, it does. It may not affect me personally right now, but guess what? We're finding out that he's more than a child trafficking person. He's over there making deals like what we just said, starting wars with Zelensky and them and Russia and doing the Bitcoin and getting influence and stuff that, they're ripping us off, all this fraudulent. It seems that he's the equation. He's in every equation, basically. He is in everything. If you and at first, when I heard that from Candace or whatever, I thought maybe, it's like a form of TDS, but Jeffrey Epstein version, right? But no, it's the files are saying it. The files that they released are saying that.
I'm
So
telling you, Candace Owens does not sound that crazy now, huh?
nope, neither does Alex Jones. Tell you that much. That's why Alex
And
Jones is a little bit quiet because he's like, I told you, I told you back in the day, I was there the first to tell you. And, he's no longer screaming and saying, the frogs are gay. He's over there just like,
the
I was
frog that
telling.
tell the people
Yeah, he's
gay,
like,
yeah.
he was like,
Hey, the frog's gay.
yeah, they're making the frogs gay. He's now saying, yeah, I knew I was right. It's just,
I told you so.
yeah. So, I mean, dude, so what do we do at this point?
Okay, my question is, why are we not interviewing Bill Gates, the most obvious guy in there?
Bam. We got,
Why?
okay, and the Clintons, right? Over there, Hillary Clinton's threatening, I'm going to sue Donald Trump for defamation. In fact, we need to criminalize everybody that's saying
Why we not,
misinformation.
why we not interview Elon Musk? Why we not interviewing Steve Bannon? Why we not interviewing Hakeem Jeffries?
Oh, look,
We see him
look.
every day.
Yep, yep. He was gladly getting money from Jeffrey Epstein. They were
Why we
and
not?
they were texting while he was in the hearing, live watching him. Hey, I want you to say
Hey,
this. Remember that? I want you to
yeah,
say this.
and
I
you were
want you to
right.
ask that.
Jeffrey Epstein was in everything. Like shouting, the trafficking, it was just one part of his business.
The
He
eating the
was involved
children, the eating the children was another thing that he was doing. The
in
satanic rituals, that was another thing that he was doing.
everything.
Getting involved in the Bitcoin industry and being the brainchild of that,
So,
another thing. Laundering money, that was his professional. That's what he started out as his career. So again, dude, there's just so much
and
that
then
he's into.
he got together with Steve Bannon, which is a geopolitical, I would say, geopolitical genius because they always trying to manipulate something. Always, they're always in. I mean, those are the deep state. If you guys don't realize it, the Jeffrey Epstein, the Bill Gates, the Steve Bannon, those non-elected officials, they are in the background working 24/7, flying around the world, doing what needs to be done for them to remain in power. That is the deep state in a nutshell.
Yep.
That's why nothing's going to happen. That's why you will see no arrest. We will not see any, if we lucky, any person be subpoenaed to Congress. Probably the
Yeah.
Clinton will disappear.
Yeah,
I guarantee
what's
you.
up with that? They were held in contempt, even by a judge. Where's that at? Remember, I was excited. I was all here.
Nothing's going
You
to
guys,
happen.
yeah, you guys probably seen me like all excited talking about we might see them on handcuffs now. Now they're gonna have to go. Where's that at now? All it was just, what is that?
Nothing. Nothing going to happen, and that's the sad part, man. I'm telling you, this is the deep state at work, in your face, in my face, in everybody's face, and they're just laughing about it in the background
Rules for
because
thee,
they
not for me.
because nothing's going to happen.
Let me
You
just
know?
show this one more clip too of
Yeah,
the Tucker
we're gonna close
Carlson.
out with that video, and because I'm pissed already.
Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Watch this. Just this is Tucker Carlson. Now he's talking with Ian Carroll, and this is just all reasonable. Here we go.
His career. His father, Donald Barr, was a former OSS CIA officer. In the files, I should also say that Jeffrey Epstein describes Bill Barr, the former AG, as, quote, CIA. Jeffrey Epstein privately says this guy's CIA. Bill Barr covered up Epstein's murder. He was clearly murdered in federal detention. Barr said out loud, we got to make sure everyone thinks this is a suicide. So why isn't he being asked about this? And the second is Mike Pompeo. And Mike Pompeo was caught plotting to murder Julian Assange, the head of WikiLeaks. Why is it significant? Well, because it was WikiLeaks that made that first tranche of emails available to the public. And it was Julian Assange who said on camera, basically said, my source, he didn't say this, he didn't say my source, but he heavily suggested in an interview with Dutch television, my source was Seth Rich, the DNC staffer who was found murdered on the street in Washington in a so-called robbery where nothing was taken from him. That investigation was taken over by the FBI. What? Why? And Assange goes on Dutch television and says, I can't see who my sources are, but they face great risk. You can pull up the interview right now and look at it. And then he points to Seth Rich. And the interviewer's like, wait, are you saying Seth Rich was murdered for this? And Assange is like, look, I can't tell you who my sources are, but my sources take great risks. Seth Rich just got murdered. I mean, that couldn't be clearer, right? It was right after that that Julian Assange was incarcerated, first in an embassy in London and then in Belmarsh prison, never charged with a crime. And that was pushed by CIA and Mike Pompeo. And it's like, wait a second. Shouldn't someone ask Mike Pompeo? Like, what is this? What is this? These are real allegations. They're credible allegations. And rather than follow up, you're punishing the guy who brought them to light. Tell us how that works, Mike Pompeo. I mean, Mike Pompeo's like wandering free, and no one asks him about this. Like, what is going on, Ian Carroll? You're
Watch this.
I
Watch this.
every time I talk about this story, every aspect of the story from Pizzagate to Epstein, everything in between, I always have to try not to get angry because it's when you think about, especially for me, the cover up, it makes me so furious how regular Americans are going to jail over like smoking a joint or going to jail over like paying taxes that are getting sent overseas anyways or going to jail over a parking ticket they can't afford, whatever it is, this madness in this country where we are lawfared to death, but these obvious criminals and these people that we at least have obvious questions for are just walking free. And you bring up two really great points that I mean, in both cases, I think it's obvious that those actions are being taken on behalf of whatever criminal organizations or happenings are being exposed. For example, in those email dumps that Seth Rich probably leaked.
And see, again, WikiLeaks was one of the first that started dumping these informations. And he just clearly said, I mean, there were just so many people that would whistle blow. And
I'm
Julio,
telling you, nothing's going to happen, brother, and that's the sad part. All those victims are going to grow, are going to try to have family, and they are going to live with fear because they might be next in the shopping block. Remember what happened to that? I don't remember her name, and she was hit with she was hit by a bus out of nowhere.
oh
Remember?
yeah, I do remember.
And she escaped like two attempts, and then she was unalive because she cashed like millions of dollars, and not even a month after she received their settlement, she wasn't alive, and she was living out in the nowhere, like she was living far, and she was hit by a bus.
Yeah, see, and man,
Like
I don't know. I find myself with this. What do we do with this, right? What do we do with all this information? Because obviously nothing's gonna happen.
nothing.
But then it's like what troubles me is that, oh, you'll burn the city, guys. Really, you'll burn the city for a criminal guy who, for example, I'm pointing a gun at a cop. Nothing's gonna happen to me. Oh, I got shot because I tried to shoot the cop and I die because I just am now Latino and now they're burning the city because Latino guy. You're gonna burn the city for that, but you won't burn the city because this corruption is right in your face that is telling you that, hey, you know what? Yeah, here's the files, guys. This is what we're getting away with. You know what I mean? That's what they're doing. They're telling you, look, just imagine those children are your kids because that's someone's kids, and they're saying, here you go. This is what we did. All right, you wanted the files. There you go. That's what we can do. What are you gonna do about it? And no one's batting an eye. No one cares because the Dow, I mean, we're doing record numbers.
Economy
You
is
know what I
record.
mean?
Like
Like,
man,
what,
that's
dude? Come on, man.
we live
And
in. I mean, we are living in the crazy world, man. Our focus is just guys. When I say guys, the Republican Party, we we care a lot about a lot of stuff, but the what we care the most is our children.
yes.
The economy is up and down. We know that. It is a roller coaster when you talk about economy, when you talk about business. We know that. But when it's children's involved and females, and I will not be surprised if male victims are also involved in that.
Oh yeah, I think they are. I think
Yeah,
there
they
is.
are male. They don't talk about it, but it's males involved in that. Like
I believe that's what they're
child.
called, hot dogs, right, or something like
Yeah,
that. The pizzas are the girls or
yeah,
whatever in
yeah.
that
So
conspiracy thing.
and this like you said it well. Robert. They are rubbing that information in our faces, and they are in the background just laughing about it. Like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And I guarantee you, there is videos of great with their faces on it. And
Well, well, check this
what are you
out.
going to do? Like, come on, man. And I'm
Well,
telling you, if somebody take justice in their own hand and deliver justice, I
yep,
guarantee you that person who deliver it,
arrested.
he will be
Locked up.
arrested in a matter of 48 hours.
Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, I agree with you. And Julio, so okay, the videos. Did you see? Remember the first time we looked at the documents on live? Do you remember that? And there was pictures of CDs and it had all that. Well, guess what I found out? I found out that when they raided Jeffrey Epstein's mansion, the island, and all his mansions, they took pictures of all the CDs, but they didn't confiscate it. They didn't pick it up because it wasn't in their warrant. So they left it there and they taped the doors. They might have locked the door. They don't remember. But some of the stuff got damaged and stolen, all those CDs. But they got pictures of them. So where are the CDs? Come on, bro. Come on, dude. It's like, oh my gosh. And of course, this was in Obama's FBI when this all this happened. So, and then okay, so that happened in Obama's time. Then under Trump, you remember, right? He's in jail. Then he unalived himself, right? Jeffrey Epstein. And okay, so then check this out. Then 2020 comes, the elections. The Democrats cheated because that's what they did. They cheated. And then under Biden, the FBI has these files. Okay. They locked it up or put it away or whatever they did. Donald Trump wins this 2024. Do you remember what happened with those files? Do you guys remember I was old enough to remember that the director of the FBI under Biden locked himself up in the building in New York and was burning files. So not on top of we lost these CDs, we also lost other stuff that probably was incriminating. And I get that this is why Pam Bondi can't really move. But again, say these things, say something, do something, right? But she doesn't, and it just it's frustrating, Julio. It really is because
And nobody went to jail for those burning files.
yeah, where's that FBI director? Why wasn't he in jail? I mean, you remember that, right? Or is this a Mandela effect? Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Was Sinbad really in Shazam? I don't know. Or well,
I
whatever
think
that
that
movie
movie
was
was
called.
real. I think that movie was real.
It was real. Yeah,
And
it
why you
was.
say it's not?
They said it's a CIA operative, and he claims to be part of the CIA too, or something. So, but somebody out there was selling it on eBay, the cassette. But anyways, so the Mandela effect is not real, guys, but it's also a part of the MK Ultra.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah.
and I feel like maybe all this is by design too, Julio. I think we're being played. I
Yeah,
think
it's
this
all
is
propaganda. It's probably propaganda machine to see how people react to type of information, I
what
believe.
what was it?
And
Subservient? Where no wait the Russian guy. What was he telling us that we're
conversion.
yeah, like we're part of the stages. I
Yeah,
think.
this is part of the demoralization. And I think we are like already demoralized because people don't, like you say, people don't protest. People protest for the wrong reason.
Yep.
Like, let's say a dog get run over by ice in the middle
Oh
act,
no. The
and
worst day in history. You
yep,
seen it, Julio. He ran over that dog on purpose. In fact, he even reversed it like two times.
yep, and the whole city will burn down. And they will see videos of a child getting raped by a
But Bill Gates.
billionaire.
Bill Gates.
billionaire or Bill Gates, whatever, and nobody will. Oh, nothing happened. Nothing happened.
It's very
Man, this is
depressing.
it's
Very
depressing.
depressing.
So we're gonna close with that, and guys, we really appreciate you you help by subscribing to the channel, sharing this channel, and we are growing. We are, like I said, we are close to the 6,000 mark on Facebook and the 8,000 mark, on Facebook and the 6,000 mark on YouTube. Help us to get there. Like and subscribe. It is a ton of help that will provide us. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow evening, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. Tomorrow is Thursday, right? Yeah, Thursday.
Tomorrow's Thursday.
Time
And
flies, man.
let me
Time
just read one Bible verse. It says, "Brothers and sisters, let me take an example from everyday life. Just as no one can set aside or add to a human covenant that has been duly established. So it is in this case, the promise were spoken to Abraham and to his seeds. Scripture does not say and to seeds, meaning many people, but and to your seeds, meaning one person who's in Christ." And
Amen.
that is Galatians 3 chapter 3 verse 15.
So, with that being said, thank you so much. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget to like and subscribe. God bless America. God bless our troops. And above all, God bless you. Stay alert. Stay alive.